everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I have my little setup ready. I have my coffee, I have my house shoes and some lounge clothes on. I've got my cozy little blanket. Sometimes my British accent comes out. My kids make fun of me. I'm so kidding, guys, but no, for real, like my kids did laugh at me and said that my accent is that's not really British, so sorry, but it just comes out sometimes, you know, like it has a personality of its own. Anyways, I also have my list with my like top 15 Netflix shows. So if I just met a stranger and they straight up asked me what are some of your top favorite Netflix shows of all times, but I just really try to narrow it down to ones that I would watch like again. I don't love a lot enough to rewatch it like 2 to 3 times. So I wrote ones down that I really would recommend and I really would go and rewatch more than just one. Basically what I did was I looked up the Rotten Tomato scores on all of them. So I'm gonna kind of share maybe a little bit what some of them are about if you don't know. A lot of my favorites are some that I feel like don't have enough hype. So stay tuned and let me know, comment below if some of mine are some of your favorites as well, or if you have any that I should watch. So one of them that is on this list actually came from one of you guys on Instagram. If you want to see my favorite Netflix shows, please stay tuned. Alrighty, let's get started. Someone please stop me, oh my god. Please ignore my horrible nails, like my lashes are falling off, my nails can't be done, so I'm not looking my best self right now, but that's okay, that's okay. I thought this video would be good, definitely during quarantine, so you guys can watch some shows at home, maybe some that you haven't seen or haven't even heard of. I'm gonna put like a picture of the Rotten Tomatoes up here and what they're rated, and some scores I agree with, some I don't. I'm gonna group just the first two together because I feel like they are very similar. If you ask me my all-time favorite show, I've rewatched it maybe like 4 times, I'm not kidding, is The Vampire Diaries. And if you know me, you know that that's my favorite show ever. The second one is the originals. Both are absolutely amazing. The ending of both, like, I was not okay for a good like day after the ending of both of those shows, so keep that in mind. Anyway, Vampire Diaries 86%, Originals 84%. They are 2 of my all-time favorite shows, so I definitely don't agree with it only being 86%, but I do agree that you have to like those types of shows. Anyway, my second is Stranger Things, so 93%. I think it should be 110%. This is literally, I would say, my second favorite show. So this is kind of in order right now. The rest are not going to be in order. Like I said, a lot of them are ones that you already know. So I'm trying to start with some of the ones that you already know so that you can see some that you probably haven't heard of later on. But yeah, Stranger Things, best show ever. I'm sure you guys all know what it's about, so I'm not going to go into detail. Okay, the next one is Quantico. This show is so amazing. I don't know why it's only rated, what was it, 70%. Like, I definitely would at least give it 90-something%. Season 1 starts where she's in the Quantico training to be in the FBI, and then just a lot of drama happens, romance happens, and it's so good. So I highly recommend, if you like crime shows or even like action with a little bit of romance, watch it. It's super, super good. I think there's like 3 seasons, and yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, so super good. Like, I just finished this the other day and I was so sad because now I feel like I have nothing to watch. All American. Guys, this show is so good. It's 96%. I definitely agree. I would give it 100%. It's so amazing. Like, I'm not even a huge fan of football. I like basketball way more, but just the storyline is amazing. I don't know if they said based off a true event or inspired by a true story. I know those have like different meanings. So like the people in the show, like that's not the real names of the people in real life, but it's based off of like some true stories, and they like switch it up a little bit, but it's so good. And all the guys in the show, they're not bad to look at, so ladies, go watch it. It's so, so, so good. On my blog, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, so clearly everyone loves it. I think it's really good for like my age or younger. If you're older, you may not like it. It's basically just like group of teenager friends and just the hardships that they go through in their life. Some are funny, some are sad, but super, super good. Okay, next is one that you guys told me about that I said, like, if I had to rank this in order, it would literally be way higher than what the place is right now that I wrote it down. But Elite, it is 97% perfect rating. So it is in Spanish. However, like when y'all recommended it to me, I knew it was a Spanish show, and when I pressed play, it was speaking in English and it didn't match with their mouths, and I was like, oh no honey, like I'm not doing that. So I went and changed it to Spanish and then just read the subtitle. The show is just amazing and way better watching it in Spanish. I definitely recommend. I would give it 100%. Literally, it's amazing. There are some like kind of like not as good scenes in there, like for younger kids. It kind of reminds me of some of my other favorite like teenage shows, but it's more like, I don't know, like suspenseful and like detective trying to figure out who dies or who killed someone. So okay, my next one is You. This is another one I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. 90%, super, super good if you like creepy shows like that. When I watched season 1, it literally made me scared to date anyone, and I still am. You never know who these people are. You never know who these people could be. So I know a lot of people didn't like season 2 as much as season 1. I actually really liked it, and I thought it was a very good like plot twist, and I'm excited to see season 3. So I'm sure you guys all know it's about Joe Goldberg. I can't talk. Joe Goldberg, and he's just creepy, obsessive, but you would never know. So that's what's scary about it. Anyways, yeah, watch it, super good. This is like a very good-hearted show. It is called Good Witch. 95%, it's amazing. I think it's like a Hallmark show, so if you're into like Christmas Hallmark movies, and if you're like me and watch the Christmas Hallmark movies when it's like still February and March, then that's fine. But you would love this show. So it's like a Hallmark show about, I know it says witch, but she's not really a witch. She's this mom, and she just has like an instinct to where she knows kind of what's gonna happen or like what's best for people. She can see the future a little bit, and she has a daughter who starts having like those same powers too, and it's really, really, really good. Oh my gosh, guys, this show is so good. Beauty and the Beast. One of my best friends, Alyssa, recommended this show to me because she knows I'm into like shows like Vampire Diaries, but I also like crime shows and like stuff like that. So this is kind of a mixture of both. So looking at the picture on Netflix, I scrolled through it. It was always like recommended for me, and I thought that it was like a knockoff version of like Beauty and the Beast, the movie. Come to find out, it's not. So it's basically about the main girl. She becomes a cop and starts like, of course, going on the scenes and finding like these murders that are happening. But come to find out, the Beast in the show, basically, I'm not gonna give too much away, but basically he was a army vet, and they tried to inject like their soldiers with this serum that was going to make them like faster and stronger, and it ended up having like a really bad effect on them to where they turned into like a beast. And the guy in it, he's like beautiful. So go watch it. It's very, very, very good. I was so sad when it ended, and I wish it got renewed. But okay guys, next is one of my favorite shows ever. I was obsessed with the first season. The second season is really good as well, but I was just like obsessed with the first season. So this is called Good Girls. It's only 87%. I don't know if I wrote that down right, because I just saw a commercial earlier when I was watching it, and it said it was rated like 99% or 100% or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes, which honey, that says differently, but I believe it should be 100%. It's very, very good. Manny Montana in real life, he's a handsome man, but Rio in the show, let me hop through the TV real quick. This is a show that I just finished. There's only one season, but season 2 is coming out in May, and I feel like this show does not have enough hype. Like it does not have enough hype. It is called The Society. So this is like a show that reminds me of the book like Lord of the Flies, when the kids like get stranded and they have to create like a democracy and leadership and just all this stuff. It's basically a show like that, where these kids get trapped in this like fake world that looks exactly like their world, but no parents are there. There's no rules, there's nothing. So at first I think it's kind of fun, and then it starts getting like legit and scary, and people get hurt, and you just never know what's gonna happen. And it's really, really, really good. And I'm so excited for season 2. Definitely how season 1 ended. Season 2 is gonna be good. Okay, another show that I do not think gets near enough hype as what it deserves is Imposter. So 92%. Definitely agree with it. I don't agree with them not renewing for another season because it's rated really well. The girl, Inbar Lavi, I think that's how you say her name, I don't know. But basically she just pretends to be different people, like, and she's been married like 8 times, and each time it's like different people, and she learns to see what they like and pretends to fall in love with them, and then once she marries them, the next day she steals all their money and leaves. So that's basically what it's about. And then the people that she's done that to all like go searching for her and try to like find her. But there's like more, there's more to it. She's not doing it like just for her. She's like works for someone, I don't know. But it was really, really good. And I've only watched it through once, but I want to go and rewatch it. I've just been watching like so many other shows. I actually watched that maybe like 2 years ago. And when I was trying to think of this, I completely forgot about that show until I started looking through like all the shows that I have watched where it said watch again, and I popped up and I was like, oh my god, I forgot about you, bro. And so now I want to go and rewatch it. Okay, what was next? This is another one of my favorite shows ever, and it is How to Get Away with Murder. It is rated 90%, so this is actually, it should be higher up on my list. Like I said, this isn't in order. I should have talked about this sooner though. I love this show so much. This was like one that I kept up with, like would record it on my DVR when I still lived with my mom and would not miss an episode. And then once I like moved out and lived with my sister, we didn't have cable, we just paid for Netflix. So that's when I kind of lost it. I even would go to my mom's house and watch it over there when I had time, but that's when I was like in college and I was busy. So I kind of like fell off on watching it on live TV, and then I would watch it on Netflix. I'm sure you guys already know it, Professor Keating. She is awesome, and she has like her little group of lawyers, and people die, they cover it up, like so good. Okay, another one. This is another like wholesome show, kind of like Good Witch whenever I want to feel good. Virgin River. So this is a Netflix original show. It's only rated 80%, but that, as you can see, is on the audience side. There's not any on the Rotten Tomato side. It said like there wasn't enough critic reviews. I know it is new, and I know for sure that they're releasing a season 2, but it's another just like good wholesome show. It's about this girl who like tries to escape her life and just like what she was going through, and she moves to like this little town to be a doctor, and like a lot of people are accepting, some aren't accepting. It's just about her like getting her roots down in that place, like seeing if she wants to stay or go. And it's like has some romance involved, and I don't know, it's really cute. Another one that I love, that I was shocked on this rating, like I don't agree with this rating at all, is Roswell, New Mexico. It was so good. Like there's only 1 season, and then season 2 is on live TV right now. Like I said, I don't have cable, I just have Netflix and Hulu. So I'm very sad that I can't watch it, but I fell in love with the first season. I think this is a remake. They had a Roswell quite a few years ago, and I think that one did really well. So I think whenever it's like a remake, that's probably why it's rated a lot lower. I'm just speaking from my point of watching that show. It's so good. So if you've seen the original Roswell, you know it has to do with like aliens. So they look like humans, and they don't like try to harm anyone, but of course like it's a different, they're not human, so all the people like try to come for them. And yeah, there's like romance, and I'm very into like supernatural shows. If you can't tell, like Vampire Diaries is my favorite show ever in the world, so I loved it. I would recommend it to someone to watch, but I don't know why it was rated so low. But yes guys, those are like majority of my favorite shows. I most likely forgot 1 or 2, knowing myself, so please comment below if you like any that I shared, if they are your favorite, if they would make your top list that you would share with a stranger. And also like comment below some of your favorites so that I can watch them, because we're all in quarantine and we gotta work together and help each other out. So please like, subscribe, and comment below. Love y'all.